The Spotlight Initiative is a joint European Union and United Nations global initiative to eliminate all forms of violence against women and girls. It is called Spotlight because it brings this issue at the center of Samoa's efforts to achieve gender equality and women's empowerment. Civil society is a critical partner of the Spotlight Initiative, supporting communities to prevent violence in the home, in families, in churches, and in villages. Preventing violence can begin with a simple community conversation to remind us of our collective responsibility to our women and girls. It is to reflect, promote, and apply our Samoan values of alofa, faailoaina, whetausiai, puipui as important tools for preventing violence. Lecturer Tuarese, what are the root causes of violence against women and girls?
I think personally violence is a result of anger, uncontrolled anger, the desire to be power, to have power over a person or to dominate a person. But I think at the root cause of these issues, I would put the conditioning of the mindsets of our people. We've had our mindsets conditioned by Christianity in the past, where we went from being a people who were conditioned with the mindset in a family setting where the matai were heads of family. But with the arrival of Christianity, we were given this analogy of a family from the Christian teachings. And that analogy had the father as the head of the family. So the heads in our families became specifically gendered for men. This androcentrism that we have in our upbringing with religion and culture, which I strongly believe is inseparable for a Samoan, it has conditioned our children to grow with this mindset, to believe that the imbalance of patriarchal and this imbalance that we have in society gender-wise is normal, is natural. We now have these sustainable development goals that we are trying to achieve. And one of those very important goals is SDG 5, gender equality. And with this huge imbalance, we need to deal with that conditioning. Here at the university, we have curriculum advisory groups. We also have our Centre for Samoan Studies driving the research on issues that are important. And one of the most important issues to the university right now is gender equality. We are always trying to balance out this imbalance, this androcentric conditioning that our students are coming with, by bringing new textbooks and written by women, developed by women. It's telling us, it's allowing both our male and our female students understand the narratives from these women. And it's also empowering, not only for our girls, it's also empowering for men, because it's a new wave of information that they're picking up, and it will help their minds develop.
Talofa Lily Grace, can you give us some examples for preventing violence against women and girls?
As we all know, violence is a worldwide problem. Many women and girls in our community, in our country, around the world face this issue, whether it be violence from their husband, their father, their partner, or even at school where there is a student bullying you. My advice for you, I encourage you to speak up. I know that most of us are scared to speak up because we find it shameful. We are too scared that people will judge us, make fun of us. I encourage you to speak up, break that silence.
Thank you, Lily Grace. Dr. Anita, what are your thoughts about behavior change, culture shift, and attitudes on violence against women and girls?
One of the problems in our society today is that our young males, boys, are very much lacking behind in terms of their education. So teachers and educators have got a powerful role, or are in a position to change that mindset, because I believe that the reason why people revert to violent acts is because they do not have adequate understanding of words to express their anger. So the literacy problem and trying to improve the education of our young men and young boys is one of the ways. The other solution could be shifting awareness programs away from just talking, mentioning gender-based violence, but towards stories of victims about the long-term implications of violence on themselves and also their families. When I say that, though, it's not an easy thing, you know. It's a very, very difficult step. And also the thinking of people that this is a huge problem, you know. It's not just the instant impact. It's not just the black eye that can be fixed or healed tomorrow, but it's about a life that gets denied of opportunities such as a good education, a health and safe family to grow up with. Another solution is for young parents, such as myself, people who are in their 30s and in their 40s, to start really thinking about ways to educate and model behavior, model loving behavior to your children, particularly our male children. The importance of boundaries, teaching them that they have the same rights and they are very much equal to their sisters, and not just their sisters, but the females, other females in society.
Larafina, if violence against women and girls is intergenerational, how do you think we can break this cycle?
Education at an early stage is very important, as well as early prevention. Educating our young to understand the importance of the values that we hold in our Samoan culture, such as the faailoaina and faailoalo to all persons, is key to trying to stop violence from getting worse. I believe my generation specifically has gone through the worst type of violence compared to past generations here in Samoa. And I believe a big part of it is from what we have learned from our parents and how the culture has contributed to how we treat others. And I believe we need more educational programs and outreach programs to young girls and boys, but specifically girls in school who are going through hard times at home as well as in their school with bullying and any form of violence towards them. I really want to raise awareness to them and show them that they do have people to talk to and that they should open up about any problem or any sort of violence that they face at home or anywhere. So our generation has so many tools and resources that we can use to end violence against women and girls. And it starts with me, and it also starts with you.
Thank you. Rosemarie, in terms of sports education, can you give us some strategies or examples of preventing violence against women and girls?
And sport is a perfect vehicle. We have said that it has positive outcomes through delivering of health messages, social messages, but we can target more with violence against women and girls. I'd just like to say that we should be learning from our past. We should not disregard what's happened. What's happened has happened, and it has happened for a reason. We need to look at as to why. We learn from it, and from there we create a safer haven for our young women, stay-at-home mums that would like to get back into sport, and our potential high-performance players. Teach them these are the protocols, these are what the behaviours that we expect as their, for them. Another way is ensuring that training, availability of training and information is for all. if it's netball, it doesn't mean it's only for women or young girls. It should be information for your grandmother, for your granddad, for your mother, your father, so that they understand the sort of environment that we're trying to create or establish in netball, which I can speak for, so that they can be part of this enabling environment that is safe-free against women and young girls.
Fiona, in these educational institutions, are there services that are available for victims and survivors of violence?
Educational system is another space that help young girls to boost their confidence and to build their trust, to share and tell and know with whoever they trust. They can share to their teacher or their best friend or someone that they always be there when they're in trouble or when they need help. And educational system should also help to empower young girls to believe in themselves, but not to discourage them from believing in their dreams.
We do not need to look far to find solutions. The answers have always been with us. And we can start with pride in our Samoan culture, pride in our women and girls, and faith in our people to heal our country from violence.
Super